discussion. It was a pleasure to speak with you. And with that, viewers, we're now going to move ahead. Now, Taiwan has stated that it detected 4 Chinese Coast Guard ships near its waters. Meanwhile, Taiwanese fighter jets have also taken off from Hsinchu Air Base as the island responds to military exercises announced by China. This comes as China's People Liberation Army Eastern Theater Command announced major military exercises around Taiwan, with live activities to be conducted on December 30th across 5 zones in waters and airspace. The spokesman for the PLA said that the drills focus on subjects of sea-air combat readiness, patrol and blockade on key ports and areas. Joining me in this discussion is Dr. Boni Yushi Liao, who is Assistant Professor of Diplomacy and International Relations at Tamkang University in Taiwan. Thank you very much for joining me in this discussion. What threat, if any, does China's justice mission and these drills really pose for Taiwan's security? Okay, request you to kindly unmute yourself and start over again.
All right.
Yeah, audible now. Thanks, Dr. Liao.
Okay, sorry. From Taiwan's perspective, these drills do not point to an invasion tomorrow. What they do represent is sustained long-term pressure. China is trying to normalize high-intensity military activity around Taiwan so that large exercises no longer feel exceptional. Over time, that kind of normalization increases the risk of accidents and miscalculation in one of the world's busiest air and sea corridors. And Taiwan's response has been intentionally steady. The focus is on deterrence, readiness, and crisis management, making sure that routine pressure doesn't spiral into unintended escalation. And for the United States, that this matters because miscalculation in the Taiwan Strait would immediately affect regional stability and U.S. allies and global commerce. So this is about shaping behavior over time, not launching a war tomorrow. The real danger isn't intent, it's miscalculation.
What do you think is also inspiring the confidence in some Taipei residents to remain unfazed by the military exercises? Because we're learning that at least 52% of Taiwanese are actually in favor of China.
Not really. What you're seeing in Taipei is strategic calm, not denial. Taiwanese society has decades of experience living under pressure, especially from China. People are very good at separating political signaling from genuine escalation. So when drills happen, but daily life continues, you see flights operate as usual, schools stay open, markets function, people adjust their risk assessment accordingly. There's also confidence in institutions, I would say. Clear communication from the government combined with visible preparedness, some of it reassures the public. Calm becomes part of resilience rather than a sign of complacency. So this is important because social resilience is now recognized as a core element of modern deterrence, especially in Taiwan, not just military hardware. So fear is part of the pressure strategy, and people recognize that.
What message is Beijing, in your opinion, really sending by conducting these live drills across the 5 zones?
This political signaling wrapped in military activity by conducting drills across multiple zones, Beijing is signaling that it believes it can apply pressure in a controlled, calibrated way. It's rehearsing its gray zone coercion, staying below the threshold of open conflict while maintaining constant pressure. The message isn't just aimed at Taiwan. This is very important. It's directed at Washington, Tokyo, and the broader Indo-Pacific. Who responds, how quickly, and how coordinated that response is.
And then if there is a blockade indeed, is Taiwan's military really prepared to counter it, or will it be possibly looking up to aid from Japan and the US?
Taiwan's defense planning begins with self-reliance. I have to point that out. An initial response to a blockade would rely on Taiwan's own military, civil defense, and economic continuity measures. Taiwan does not assume automatic outside intervention. At the same time, a blockade would immediately affect America's interests and allied security. It's a fact. It would disrupt the global shipping lanes, and threaten Japan's energy supplies and undermine freedom of navigation, a core principle of the rules-based order. That's why coordination with the American, the US, and Japan is built into deterrence planning. This is not about dependence, it's about shared stakes, because Taiwan doesn't outsource its defense, but a blockade would never be Taiwan's problem alone. So, as a conclusion, the goal on all sides should be deterrence and stability, not drifting into a crisis that no one actually wants.
All right, then, Dr. Liao, thank you very much for speaking to us here at NewsX World. Moving ahead, viewers, let's get some news